Starts enabled. Rotate your phone. You can't turn your phone while recording. That's what it wants me. That's what we did last time too.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yay. Okay.
Hi, we're fancy influencers now. So we're gonna give y'all a few minutes to join.
We are. Look, there we are.
See, it makes us sideways.
Oh. Well,
we'll just talk like this. Is that better? All right, I'm gonna.
You could share it to yours and then tag me.
Share to my friendsies.
So
that's a funny lag.
Yeah, it is. I was like, someone's on.
It was
it's
me.
You.
So do we want to leave it this way or do we want to flip it?
How would we flip it?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's an option.
That makes me sad.
Me too.
That's okay though. Okay. I've shared it on there.
Perfect. Okay.
Right.
Woo. Okay, now it says we have someone else, and surely it's not you.
Well, there's 2 people on it.
So maybe one more. Okay. From national parks to theme parks, a travel experience. I'm Cherie.
And I'm Cheyenne, and let's go to the park. Boop, boop, boop. Today's park is Epcot.
Woo! Our first theme park.
Yes, so we did a national park for the first one, a state park for the second one, and now a theme park for the third one.
Yay.
So when I was younger, I didn't really understand Epcot. But then now, I don't know if it's because I've gotten older and more mature that I enjoy. Probably not. Or maybe it's that I'm over 21.
Okay, yeah, that could be it.
Or if they've just added stuff that makes it more relevant to where I am in life. That Epcot has slowly became more and more likable for me.
Yeah. I did not go to Disney World as a child. If I could edit this better, I would include wah, wah, wah. But, so I've not had the opportunity to grow into Epcot, so I've just seen it as an adult, so. Interesting fun fact. Okay, so, but I have been Epcot several times as an adult, and I do feel like it's a park for everyone. So it's a park for the foodies, because you can eat around the world. It's a park for shoppers because you can go to the different countries around the world and shop at their different stores. I feel like it's a park for learners, whether that's children or adults, because you can go to the aquarium and you can learn about the different countries and all the things that they entail. It does have like a small aquarium inside of it, so that's another option. And then of course it has some really good rides as well. So I just feel like it's a theme park for everyone, no matter who you are.
Absolutely. I think Epcot is really fun. So my mommy, hi mommy, she's the other one watching it. She says that we are freezing, so I turned my Wi-Fi off, and she said that was better.
Oh.
And then she said we are sideways. I know we're sideways. Our tripod that we're using, it won't fit. It won't do it the right way.
Yeah.
So once this video is saved, it will flip it for us, but we can't do it during the live, which stinks, but that's okay.
So anyways, because of that, because I feel like it's a park for everyone, it definitely has moved up on our list of our favorite parks because there's just something for Blake, there's something for myself, kids, you know, just whoever. So it's moved up on my list as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna do the quiz this week. And
it's my turn.
So if you know the answers, since we are doing live today, see if you can put the answers in the chat as well.
They can beat me.
Yeah, see you gets it right first. All right. True or false?
Okay.
Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
True.
Absolutely true.
Okay,
Absolutely true. So, true or false, number 2.
Okay.
When you are standing at the Spaceship Earth, which is the Epcot ball, and you are deciding which way to go around World Showcase, clockwise is the best way to visit. True or false?
Clockwise.
So you'd start in
Like test track.
Mexico.
Oh. Okay.
Just the World Showcase.
Just
the country. So you would start at Mexico
Okay.
and end in Canada?
I think so. True, in my opinion.
That's true in my opinion, too.
Is it true?
I don't know.
There's not even an answer.
I say that it's true.
Yeah, I definitely think it's true. That's why we always do it.
Right. And it's just the way we go.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think our bodies just naturally lead us that way. Truthfully.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. 3 multiple choice questions.
Okay.
Which of the following was not there on opening day?
Okay.
Spaceship Earth, Living with the Land, Maelstrom, The American Adventure, Impressions de France.
A couple of those I haven't even heard of.
So Spaceship Earth is the
one.
ball.
Yeah.
Living with the Land
Yeah. It's this third one.
the thing. Maelstrom is the answer.
Oh, okay.
That's the answer. But Maelstrom of Norway, it was open in 1988.
Okay.
Whereas Epcot was open in 1982. So they've since taken Maelstrom out.
Okay.
And they put in the Frozen ride in place of that one.
Okay.
But it's the same track.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Okay, I hadn't heard of that one before.
The American Adventure and Impressions de France are both kind of like a show movie thing.
Okay. Interesting.
2 more questions.
Okay.
Which pavilion was the last pavilion to open? Norway or Morocco?
Morocco.
Meh.
Really?
Norway.
Huh. That surprises me because you said that one was in Norway.
I know. So Morocco opened in 1984.
Okay. And
then the final pavilion was Norway in 88.
88. Okay.
Yep. So Norway opened and they added Maelstrom in 88.
Okay.
Okay, last question. Monsters are freezing again.
Oh.
That makes me sad.
Should you put it back on the Wi-Fi?
I don't know. I don't know if that would help.
We didn't have this issue last time.
I know. My phone has a different service. I don't know. It'll be alright.
Yeah, so just either put it on Wi-Fi and let's go with it or just leave it off.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
Yeah.
Okay, the last question. Test Track is presented by Chevrolet.
Woohoo!
Originally, it was GMC.
Oh, okay.
But now it's Chevrolet.
I really like Test Track. We rode it for the first time a few times ago. I don't know what year. And I guess 2021, maybe. We really liked it. Have you been on it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was on it. So right now it's by Chevrolet. When it was done by GMC originally, it was all different. So it had different things to test the vehicle.
Yeah.
The track is the same. The vehicle mechanism itself is different too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different stuff.
Interesting. Do you want to check it for a second and see before we move on? And see if we can see from there? Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, it will. We'll just keep moving.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, of course, every week we have By the Numbers where we tell you different facts about the park and the numbers to go along with that. Which we already shared this in the hint, but the park icon is made up of over 11,000 triangles. I mean, I feel like I would have guessed more, truthfully. But Spaceship Earth, now this one surprised me, weighs 16 million pounds. That's a lot.
That is heavy.
Yeah. Like, what brought that in there? Or I guess they built it once they got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a ride inside of the ball.
Yeah,
So all of that
I guess
stuff
that
too.
is pretty heavy. Yeah, I didn't really think about that, to be honest. So Epcot had its first soft opening on September 18th, Blake's birthday, 1982. 3,000 designers and 4,000 construction workers is what it took to build the park. In 2021, there were 7.75 million visitors. There are 4 forms of transportation to the park, which we'll talk about later. There are 8 soda flavors from around the world. And if you haven't ever done that, you just have to do it. It's just like initiation to Epcot,
Yes.
I feel like.
Yes.
It's an experience.
Spoiler alert, some are really good and some are really nasty. Looking at you, Beverly.
I don't remember which ones I didn't like, but some of them were rough. And then there's 11 pavilions representing the different countries from around the world.
Yeah. So 7.75 million visitors. That's half of what was in the Smoky Mountains.
Wow.
In a year. And then
yeah,
I think, doesn't Yellowstone have 4 million a year? No.
That
more than that. I don't know, but
that's pretty crazy if it's even
people.
close.
Yeah.
To Epcot.
That's a lot of people to go to Epcot.
Yeah, that is.
That's interesting. So the trip we're going to try to stick with, I have been to Epcot multiple times. Sheree has been to Epcot multiple times. So we're going to try to stick with the trips that we did together. And there's only 2 of those. So Blake and Sheree, Tyler and Cheyenne, and our little girl, Evie. The first time we went together, Evie was only 4 months old. And then the second time we went together, so that was in 2019 of September. And then the second time we went together was 2021, also in September.
And I thought, since I'm not a mom yet, other than a dog mom, that taking a 4-month-old was cray-cray, but it was so good. I thought it was perfect. She just napped and hung out, and it was really good.
Yeah, she did. She's almost 4 now, and I think she did better as a 4-month-old than she would as a 4-year-old.
Yeah, so if you're second-guessing taking a baby, don't. It was really good.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, and babies they're less opinionated.
Yeah.
So they don't really care if mommy and daddy goes and rides that ride together, or they don't have to, wait in line. They don't care.
Yeah, it was
but
so
now good. It's a little different.
I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I was scared. Okay, so this is a cray-cray story as well. How we got there, we left at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night from my house in high school, and we drove all night, and Evie was 4 months old, so we had to stop and she had to eat, and that takes a minute. Blake drove most of it. I remember I was driving, and no, Tyler was driving. So it went Blake and then Tyler, and then it was me. So Tyler got behind the wheel, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have time to take a quick little power nap before it's my turn. I swear, I think he drove 2 exits, and I was like, Sheree, I can't do it anymore. And I was like, what? I got my power nap in. So then it was my turn, and I drove a while, and then Cheyenne, no, Blake, maybe Blake again. I don't remember. But then Cheyenne was that home stretch, and she was not playing. She got us there like that, just like test track.
Just like test track, I was practicing. No, it was hilarious. We always talk, Tyler gets car sick really easy. So we said, you take a nap first, and then you can drive a big chunk of it after you've had a really good nap. That way, Blake and Cherie could drive, 6 hours, and then Tyler and I would split the second 6 hours.
LOL.
And that didn't happen.
I'll never forget that.
I remember there was a wreck on the interstate or something, so the GPS took me instead of the interstate, it took me through neighborhoods and stuff. Y'all were sleeping. But I was getting a little tired, so I started doing like sign language. So every time a car would pass, I would have to, do its license plate in sign language so that I would keep my brain awake, because driving isn't enough to keep my brain awake.
We're lucky to be here. That's what I was trying to say.
We got to Disney though, and then we parked.
Yep.
And did we even check in?
No, I guess we didn't drop our bags because they were in the car.
Yeah, so we parked.
Yeah.
And we went to Epcot.
Yeah.
And then we walked around for a few hours, and then it was nap time.
Quite a few hours.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like
we went back to the room and took good naps.
Yeah. But as soon as we got there, my energy just came back.
Right. It
was wonderful.
If you have ever driven underneath the sign.
Yeah.
It's like your energy goes from 0 to 1,000, and you are ready to take on it. It did not matter that we had 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, whatever. We were ready to take on the day.
And we did.
We did.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. And we stayed at Art of Animation.
Yeah, we stayed at Art of Animation in I don't remember what room we were in. It wasn't a suite. It was a regular room. I think it was around 101 Dalmatian area, I feel like. We stayed in the car suite the last time, but that time I don't remember.
So the first time, that would have been one of the value resorts, the movies resort.
Oh, we didn't stay in Art of Animation that time.
Right.
So movies, All-Star Movies.
Yes.
Has the Dalmatians.
I believe so.
Yeah.
See, we'll get there.
So too.
We'll get there.
And then the car suite when we stayed at Art of Animation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So we are going to give you an overview of the layout of the 4 lands. Sorry, we're getting updates on our technical difficulties.
I don't know what's doing it.
Do you want to try Wi-Fi?
We're going to log back into the Wi-Fi, see if that helps. 13.
That makes me sad too. I'm so excited about this one.
I know.
I want them to be able to. That was a cute face.
Right. We're trying to be mindful of my face, but also figure out what we're doing. It disconnected.
That's
us. Did it disconnect us?
No.
What you doing?
No. All is well. All is well. There we
What?
are. There we are.
At least it's only my mama watching. We'll let it all that out. We don't gotta put this on the YouTubes.
Okay. Back at it. Where were we at? Okay. Overview of Epcot. The layout of the 4 lands. So we are going to start with World Celebration. And that's like as soon as you come into the park. So what you're going to see there is Spaceship Earth, which is the ride inside the big ball that you see, that you think of when you think Epcot, and that you see when you walk in. So we've been in that ride once before. It's a nice, cool ride. It's a slower ride, and it kind of tells you the history of communication. I definitely think you should try it at least once. So that's the first ride you are going to come to. And it actually has had longer lines in my past couple visits rather than the first few. So
Really?
It's gained some popularity, I think.
Yeah.
You are also going to see Connections Eatery, which is it goes along with Epcot because you have a little bit of everything. You've got Italian, French, American, Asian. So I checked out the menu today. You're going to have pizza, burgers, French-inspired burgers, Asian-themed salads, things like that. So a little bit of everything. And then you're also going to see in this area is the creation shop. And it is really cool. Have you been in there?
I think when we were there last, it was still under construction, but you could go into some of it.
Okay. So we went when we went in December of last year, and it was a really cool store. So they also have a little bit of everything. I guess that's just what you can say Epcot is. They had bags, clothing. They had a lot of the like designer purses, like the Loungefly and stuff like that. And then they also have art pieces too. And it's a really big store, and it's bright and it's fun. So you'll definitely want to go in that, and you'll pass it most likely on your way in or your way out. So
that is awesome.
Yeah,
we
it's
shopped there because is it there that you don't have to go through the checkout? You can just do it on your phone?
I think you can do that anywhere now.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, it is.
There's enough lines to wait in at Disney World, so having to buy something, you can just use your phone. That's awesome.
We don't shop a lot though.
Yeah,
I will say.
me neither. So when you go into Epcot, you basically have to go underneath the ball, and then you have 3 choices: left, straight, or right. I'm going to talk about the choice to the left, which is the World Discovery. That is where more of the bigger rides are. Epcot only has a few actual rides, but the 3 that are in the World Discovery area are pretty awesome rides. So the first one is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That is it's the newest one to Epcot, and it's one of the newest rides to Disney World. And I haven't got to ride it yet, and I'm really sad. It's supposed to be absolutely incredible. I'm a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan, so it is high on my list of things to do on my next trip back.
I also need to ride it. I've not been on it yet either.
I've also heard that a lot of people get motion sick on it. So if that is you, you need to ride in the middle.
Okay.
And take medicine before you get on it.
Okay.
That's what I've heard about that one.
Okay.
The other one is Test Track, which we've talked about a couple times. So that one is presented by Chevrolet. So you go in. Yeah, hey Chevrolet. So you go in, and while you're waiting in line, they have a bunch of different car parts. I don't know what any of those are, but it's really cool to see different parts and pieces of a vehicle. And then in one area of the line, you actually get to make a car. So there's a computer screen, you go in and you pick all the different options, and then you get to test drive your car. That's why it's called Test Track. So you get in the car and you kind of scan your card, and then your car is what is tested. So you go through heat, you go through cold, you go through rain, you go through a curvy road.
Different terrains
to see how your car handles, see how fast it goes, see how safe it is. And then the last part, which is the funnest part, is it takes off around the track. It's kind of a U-shaped track, and then it goes up to 65 miles an hour, which Tron just opened. I don't know how fast Tron goes.
No, I don't either.
But
I was going to say it's in the 60s too, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. So as far as my knowledge is today, Test Track is still the fastest roller coaster at Disney World.
Really?
Really, even faster than Rock and Roller Coaster.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's the fastest. And then at the end, it ranks how well your people in your car, the 4 of you, 6 of you, 4, how you all did. So it ranks you all together on whose car was the best. And then the third big, it's not a roller coaster, ride there is Mission Space. And it's a shuttle simulator, and you go to Mars. And so I think it's really fun. You go through, basically you get to see what a spaceship would look like. And then everyone loads inside of their little dock, and then you strap in, buckle up, and then the screen kind of comes towards you, and it gets really close so that you can touch the panel in front of you. So there's 4 of you in a little rectangle box, and each of you is given a job. So you could be the engineer, you could be the pilot, whichever. And at certain times, so you take off to Mars, and at certain times it'll tell you to do different things. So it'll say like engineer to hit the rocket boosters or whatever, and the button lights up and you get to hit it.
That's cool.
It's really cool. So with that one, there's a lot of G-forces because each person or each little box of 4 people it's in a circle, so it spins you. So that's how it gets the feeling of the G-forces. So if you don't want that, then they have a separate option where you just sit in it and ride it, and it doesn't spin, which is pretty cool. Yep. And then the last big thing in World Discovery is the Space 2020 restaurant, which I've not got to eat there yet.
Me either. I didn't find out about it until recently.
Yeah, so it's, all I know about it is that you get in this special elevator that kind of launches you into space, and then you're in the restaurant, all of the windows, it looks like you're in space eating with the earth below you.
Yeah, I want to try it. I haven't looked at it. I do want to try it.
Yeah.
And something else that's cool about Test Track, once you're finished with the ride, you come out and they have like different trucks and like Chevrolet cars and things like that.
Yeah, I forgot
cars
to say that.
and things like that. So it's kind of like a car lot in a way, where you can just check out the different vehicles. I think it'd be really fun for kids too, but Blake also really enjoyed it as well. So, and they have like what they're coming out with, and they just have all the details. So that's pretty cool too after that ride. Yeah. I will say Test Track is down quite a bit, and we've only been on it once in all of our visits because sometimes it can be difficult to get on. So
yeah,
but it's definitely worth it.
It closes for weather as well. So what we've always been told is if Test Track is your must do, then do it first.
Yeah,
because it's open and you know that it's open.
Yeah.
And then if it does close down later in the day, you're not disappointed because you didn't get to ride it.
And it is well worth it, I think. So the next place that we're going to talk about, which is probably one of my favorites, is World Nature. So this has the water section and the land section. So I'm going to start out talking about the water section. So the water section has Seas with Nemo and Friends. So that's a really fun ride. That kind of takes you through the movie and things like that. They have the Sea Base Aquarium, which we always enjoy. You can see sharks, you can see the manatees that they have rescued and are rehabilitating. Will they I don't think they are planning on releasing them. I don't think so.
One time, me and Blake were down there, we were talking to the lady, and she was telling us that they were about to go release one of them, and Blake asked where, and she said, well, we can't tell you that because then you'll try to come watch. And we were like, well, you're right, we would.
Yeah, because one was like hit by a boat, and that's really fun too. You can watch them eat, they would come out and feed them. There's all types of fish. It's not huge, but it's a really nice little aquarium. It's a cool place to cool off, like literally cool place to cool off. And then they also have Turtle Talk with Crush, which I have not done because I don't have kids, but I am doing it next time because I see it all over the internet and it looks so funny. Kind of like Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor Flock, like someone is behind the turtle.
Yes.
Answering the question. So you can talk with the turtle crush, on the screen, and he's interactive and answers questions and things like that. And it's really cute, some of the questions that the kids ask and his answers. It looks really funny. Have you done it?
I think that I've done it a couple times.
Okay.
And that was, Evie's never done it. So that would be without a child. But there's an entire TikTok that just shows funny clips of Crush answering questions.
I'm gonna have to follow that.
It's fun.
It's really funny. So that's on my to-do list next time. Something else that is new to Epcot that is opening in late 2023 that I'm super excited about is the Journey of Water with Moana. So this is going to be a self-guided interactive trail that you can play with water. And it's kind of like how the water is getting from the sky to the ocean, back and forth. And it's based on Moana. And you may have seen it on the internet, like the picture of what it's going to look like, and it looks really cool, and I can't wait to see that. And then something else in the water area is the Coral Reef restaurant, which we were able to eat at on one of our trips together. And I'd been trying forever to get reservations, and I really enjoyed it.
I do.
So you're like eating inside of an aquarium, essentially. Blake and I are not seafood people, and I think that kind of steered us away from it for a little bit. But they had really good food, like other options. I think I got a fillet or something. But anyways, it was good. And it was just cool to see the animals, the sharks and the stingrays and all the things.
I think I am a seafood person, and whatever I ordered was also really good.
I think you ordered mahi.
I had...
Because you let me try it.
Yes, I had mahi for my entree, and then I think I had a lobster bisque for the appetizer, and then we had a chocolate something for dessert.
Because I had heard mixed reviews about it, but I thought the food was good. And then the next part of the World Nature area is the land portion, and that has my favorite ride at Epcot, which is Soarin'. And it is, would you call it a motion ride?
Probably.
You go up in the air and your feet are dangling, and it like takes you through the different countries. If you've ever been at Dollywood, they had a ride similar to that, I feel like, at Dollywood, but now the museum took over. But anyways, so Soarin' is really a fun ride. It's one of our favorites. They also have Living with the Land, which we also love a lot. And that is a boat ride that takes you through, like, what would you call it? The different ecosystem? What would you call it?
It's, I don't have a good word, I don't think, but it takes you through different areas of agriculture.
Yeah.
So it takes you through how to live with the land.
Yeah.
So it starts with farming, and then a fish hatchery, and then gardening.
The desert. It takes you through
There's
the desert.
some desert
area.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's a rainforest part. And it just shows you how different people live with the land and how you can use the land to your benefit. And then also how to not hurt the land.
And the best part, in my opinion, is it takes you through the gardens of Disney. So it takes you to where they grow their fruits and vegetables that they use in their restaurants. And it is so cool, everything that they are growing, how they're growing it. It's one of my favorite parts. And at Christmas time, they decorate in that area. So it's a really popular ride at Christmas time as well. So that's an awesome ride. Slow, easy ride to chill out. And usually the wait times are not that long too. So that's a perk. And then our favorite is Garden Grill Restaurant, which is in this area as well. It is a rotating restaurant where you can see parts of the Living with the Land ride. It is a character meal. They have several characters that come around. And we will talk about it later, but we'll tell you the best part of Garden Grill. So stick around to find out the best part of Garden Grill.
Okay, so the fourth land neighborhood of Epcot. This is the big one. So when you walk in, it's World Celebration under the golf ball. To the left, you have World Discovery. To the right, you have World Nature. And then to the front, you have World Showcase. And this is, I think, one of the big reasons that Epcot is used as date night for places. So there's 11 countries represented with different pavilions. So there's a Mexico pavilion, a Norway pavilion, Morocco, American, France, Canada. I don't know. There's 11. There's 11 of them. And each China,
mine's gonna keep going.
Japan,
Italy.
Italy, yeah. So each country basically has some type of icon built, and then they have a restaurant or a food stand, and then they'll have a shop, and it's all from that country. So the Mexico pavilion, there's a giant pyramid, and you go in it, and there's stuff from the movie Coco in there, which is one of my favorite movies. And then you keep going, and it looks like an outdoor market, but it's inside. and then keep going through that, and there's a water ride, or a boat ride in water. You don't get wet, which is one of my favorite places to cool off and chill. And then past that is a restaurant. There's also a bar in there as well. So this giant pyramid has all the stuff inside of it, and so it's all air conditioned and all cool. So I like the Mexico Pavilion a lot. But so you get a taste of that culture while you're there. And the Disney College program, and a lot of people that come to work for Disney, if you are from Mexico, they want you to work in the Mexico Pavilion.
I think that's so cool.
You're getting like you're not getting a true experience of Mexico, because you're obviously not in Mexico, but you get to learn about Mexico from someone that has been there, has lived there. And I think that's really cool. And it's the same all the way around the world. So one of the other things that you can do in World Showcase, it's geared more towards children, but I think they're fun too. I love scavenger hunts. And right now it's a DuckTales scavenger hunt. And they ask questions, and you have to go to each country to find the answer.
Blake loves DuckTales.
Yes, he does. So there's 3 rides in that World Showcase. One is the Frozen ride, which we talked about. The second one is the Grand Fiesta Tour, which is the one in Mexico. And then the third one is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. And I've not got to ride it yet, but I have.
And I loved it. It was so cool. It was really cool. I was super impressed. I watched Ratatouille on the plane ride there.
I love Ratatouille.
To update myself.
Yeah, that movie is adorable.
Yeah, it is. And that ride was awesome.
Yeah, so that's on my list. Also in the World Showcase, they have live shows and films. And so there's a Beauty and the Beast show, and then there's the Americana show. There's Impressions de France. There's a Chinese theater. There's in the Japan Pavilion, they have people that come out and they play the drums. And so they have just every part of culture you can immerse yourself in. It's really cool.
It is cool.
And so each country has specialty drinks usually as well. So you'll hear a lot of people say they're going to go drink around the world. And that means that they're going to 11 different countries to get 11 different alcoholic beverages, which I have not done.
No, I haven't done. But I have 8 around the world.
But I have 8 around the world, which is a lot better.
It's fun.
Because you get to try so many different things.
Yeah.
And that is usually done at one of Epcot's festivals. If you want to talk about one of those festivals.
Okay. So the festival that I'm going to talk about, first of all, I think all of them are wonderful. But the first one I'm going to start with is the Festival of the Arts. So there are musical performances daily. There are artists working on paintings, sculptures in real time. You can sit there and watch them do that, which I think is really cool. There are acrobatics, which I thought was really cool. I actually didn't know that. There are special, like, limited time eats and snacks and things like that, which is something that I think is fun at the festivals. And then there are Disney on Broadway concerts. And this festival goes on from this year, January 13th through February 20th. So that's already over. But that's somewhat of the time frame of the Festival of the Arts.
I have yet to go to the Festival of the Arts.
I have not been to that one either.
I've been to the other 3.
But yeah, I have to.
Yeah, but we've not gone to the Festival of the Arts, which is wild because I love watching it all happen. I follow a bunch of different people on Instagram and YouTube that go and show you all the things, and I think it's so cool.
On the list to do.
So the second one of the year is March 1st through July 5th this year. And it's the Flower and Garden Festival. So with that one, I love this one. I can't keep plants alive. But I love to look at them.
Me either. Really.
I love to look at them. And they make these giant topiaries of different characters. So it's not just cool. Like, here's a plant.
Right.
It's here's Pluto made out of 7 different plant types.
So cool.
And I didn't realize until probably this year, watching a behind the scenes thing about Epcot, is how many plants go into one topiary.
Oh, I can't imagine.
It's really cool to watch. And then during that Flower and Garden Festival, they have a Garden Rocks concert series.
Which I'm going to talk about a little later, which is really cool, actually. I didn't know a lot about it, but
cool.
As I looked into it, yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, and you said that was March through July, so that's going on right now.
Right
This
now.
video is happening. So, yes, love that one. I killed a cactus one time. That's a fun fact. How do you kill a cactus? You know? I mean,
I've killed bamboo.
they barely need anything. And I still can't provide. They're simple requests. So, anyways, next. The next festival is going to happen from July 27th to November 18th. And this is another one of my, well, really, I love them all. I mean, I can't speak for the first one, but because we've not been there, but I really do love them all. And this one, you can take a taste tour across 6 different continents. And something that's really fun is they have a stamp book for trying the different foods. And I know she's going to talk about that a little bit later, so I'm just going to leave it at that for now.
Oh boy. Okay. So the next one is the Festival of the Holidays. So that's going to be end of November through December. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I have is the candlelight processional. And basically there's a stage, and then behind it there's a lot of people that hold candles and they sing, which
have
is
you been
cool.
to it?
I've not actually watched it.
It's a big deal.
But it's a big deal. And each year they have a different celebrity come to read the story.
It's actually like each week or it's every few days they have a different celebrity. I'm pretty sure that comes through.
And it's a big celebrity. The one that I saw a video of, it was Neil Patrick Harris was the one.
I think that's who was there when we were there. Yeah, we did not get to go to it. We could have, but like I said, it's really, really popular, and I just didn't do the proper research on it really. But you can do like a dinner package with it where you can pay to have dinner and then see it and kind of skip the line. It's an extra cost, but it would probably be worth it to skip the line in my opinion, and I would like to do that in the future.
That's pretty cool. So they call this the Festival of Holidays because there's 11 different countries represented around the world. So it's not just a Christmas celebration. It's not just a Hanukkah celebration. It's a different holiday performances at each different country for the holidays that they celebrate. And then like the stamp book for the Food and Wine Festival, there's one for the holiday cookies as well. So then you get to, there's a bunch of different holiday treats from around the world as well.
So super cool. We went to that one last December and I loved it. So some things that you can see throughout Epcot, this one specifically at nighttime, is the fireworks and water show called Epcot Forever right now. I mean, it does change from time to time. That is at 9 p.m. and you can watch it from pretty much anywhere in Epcot that has a view of the World Showcase Lagoon. So lots of places to see that. We have actually not watched it. I've watched videos of it, but we've not watched it live yet. Have you? Or like any of them, Harmonious or anything? We haven't. We skip out, and I don't like that. Blake always wants to beat the crowds.
We have watched part of it.
Okay.
I think the last couple times that we've had Evie with us, and she doesn't like the noise of the fireworks. Yeah. And so one of the last times we went, she actually screamed so loud that we took her inside of one of the pavilions. It was the Mexico pavilion. So we took her inside there, so we didn't get to really watch it either. Yeah. But it is really cool. Yeah, it is. To see. And then one of the other things that they do at night, they've installed giant like LED lights at every point, triangle point on the Epcot ball. And so they do different light shows on the ball. And they change with the festival. And then they'll have at least 2 different ones, and they go every 15 minutes and switch throughout the night, which is pretty cool. to see that big thing lit up.
Yeah, it is cool. It's worth it. So here, this is about the concerts. So there are different concert series, you know, with the different festivals and things like that. But like she was mentioning, the Garden Rocks from March to July, they have some like names that I recognize, like Jody Messina. Love some Jody Messina. Plain White Tees. Also love the Plain White Tees. I didn't know that. Like that they have people that I would recognize. Yeah, concerts. So that's really cool. And then they have live performances at different countries. So I know they have like a choir performance where they sing Disney songs in the America area. I saw I don't know how you say it. I should have written it down. Jaminators. Like the trash can.
It's the janitors.
Yeah,
but they're jamming. Jamators?
Okay. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. So that's there. That's really cool.
Have you watched them before?
I have not, no.
Okay, so the Jaminators, whatever they are. We were there at Rope Drop one morning, and they performed on the other side of the rope.
Then maybe I did see it.
Yeah.
Because we were there together.
Yeah.
It was just a smaller version. The one I saw today was like big. But
big one.
Yeah, okay.
But they played trash cans. And
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So, that's another option.
That's pretty cool. So, at night, one of the other things that you can do is a bunch of different dining options. So, they have a dining package at a couple of the different restaurants so that you can view the fireworks.
Oh, okay.
And so, or the firework water show.
Yeah.
And so, there's a couple of different places you can pay a little extra to have an upfront seat for the fireworks shows. And then, if you don't like the sit down options for that, they also have a lot of different little food carts, and those all change with the festival as well.
And that's something I love about the different festivals is if you want to try, or just anytime, just eating around the world, if you want to try something, but you're like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. It is like a food truck type thing, and it's a small portion, and like the prices are a little more affordable. And so if you don't love it, it's not like a huge waste. So I like that about that.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier, there are 4 different types of transportation to Epcot. The first one and most common is going to be the buses.
Oh, the buses.
Yeah.
The second, which is Evie's favorite ride at Disney, is the Skyliner.
Which I love as well. I love the Skyliner.
I also love the Skyliner. That is probably the number 2 reason that we end up staying in Art of Animation now instead of the value resorts.
Yeah,
because you get access to the Skyliner.
Yeah, and then Pop Century also has access to the Skyliner as a value resort as well.
Yeah.
And then the next one's going to be the monorail, which is really cool and different. I've not been on it many times. It goes to more of the deluxe. I think it only goes to the deluxe hotels. So I haven't been on that too many times, but it's fun.
Yeah, I enjoy the monorail going into Epcot, which it'll take you from Epcot to Magic Kingdom. It'll go between those 2 parks.
Okay.
When you're on the monorail at Epcot, you kind of drive around the big ball and into the park and then back towards the front of the park. And so you get to see the park from an eagle eye.
Yeah, that's cool.
And look down and see into the construction zones that they always have.
Yeah.
So you can see kind of what's going on there. And then, of course, you can always drive your own car. You can Uber in. You can
do the minivan.
Do the mini van, the Minnie Mouse van, or a minivan, like a vehicle. Either way. So there's lots of different things for everyone at Epcot. It's really, you can take a 4-year-old and do scavenger hunts.
You can.
And ride Frozen, or you can go for a bachelorette party and drink around the world, or you can go as 30-year-old couples and have a nice dinner and watch the fireworks. Or you can go as a really old man and still enjoy everything there is
Yeah.
and see the world without having to leave Florida.
Yeah, which I like. I do like that. Okay, so my favorite activity by far from Epcot was the different Christmas performances at Festival of the Holidays last December around the world. That was so cool. So you would go to the different countries and they would each have a different performance on teaching you how they celebrated Christmas. And that was so much fun. It was kind of short, so like probably 10-ish minutes. And the performers were so good. And it was well worth it. They had a schedule. You could see it on your app. So you would know what times to go. We got to go to 3. So we went to Italy and learned about La Befana, Norway, and that is where we learned about a mischievous barn Santa, and he was so good. And La Befana was so good too. And then we got to see a Chinese lion dance. And that was just one of my favorite things I have ever done at Epcot, and I'll definitely do that again in the future. I could go to Epcot during that time and just do those shows and snack and be happy.
Yeah.
It was
really
so cool.
That's really cool. I think my favorite activity at Epcot, if you know Sheree and I, you know that we like lists. And
we do.
Stamped books. So our national park one.
Yeah.
And we have a state park one. Mm-hmm. And then you can do Epcot ones. And so I love when you get to the festival and they hand you a book and it's like, hey, here's 11 cookies. Go eat them and then come back and we'll give you XYZ. Yeah. Most of the time it's something little, like a cup. One year it was a cup, like a little plastic cup. But still, you get to eat 11 cookies. Mark it off.
Don't have to give me a prize.
Yeah. And then the same thing with like the Food and Wine Festival. It has all the menus in there, and so you know what we like to do. We like to get the book and then go stand in line for a ride, and then mark off everything that we want to try around the world. Yeah, which is fun.
And the stamps are really cool for that too. And that's something you can keep. You do not turn that one in for a prize, but that's something you can keep and like put in a scrapbook or just to remember your visit.
Yeah. It's something the book is free.
Yeah.
So you can keep it as a free souvenir.
Yeah.
My favorite ride at Epcot, I think, is Mission Space.
Interesting.
I know.
Because I've never been on it.
I know. So I love Mission Space just because there's so many G's thrown at you that you really feel like you're flying. And the screen and everything is so close to you that you really just feel like you're in a spaceship. But I think probably once I ride Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, that one will be my favorite.
Okay.
I could be easily swayed.
Not a very faithful fan then.
No.
Mission Space. No. I am a faithful fan of Soarin' and I will not be swayed.
You are.
It is my favorite ride in Epcot for sure, and I could ride it over and over and over, and it's the same movie, but I could still ride it over and over and over. We love it so much, both of us.
Well, it's not just the video. It's,
right.
You fly over the ocean and it smells like the ocean, and you fly over an orange orchard and it smells like oranges. Yep. So it's a full experience.
It is. Yeah, it is for sure. Our favorite food, so we both agree on this. I kind of did like a breakfast, lunch, dinner option. So favorite breakfast by far, and here's the fun fact if you stuck around, is Garden Grill breakfast. And she got me hooked on it, and then it went away with COVID. So it's a lot.
But it's back.
It's back.
It's back.
June 14th, 2023.
We're trying really hard to convince ourselves to fly to Epcot and eat breakfast and fly home.
Yes, it is that good. It is a breakfast buffet. Well, not a buffet, but it's family style. So they bring it around and like they keep refilling it. And
yep.
It is so good.
Mickey waffles.
Yeah.
Mickey shaped waffles.
Bacon,
fruits,
eggs, sausage.
All the things.
Hash browns.
And pog juice.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It is so cool. So not only is the breakfast delicious, but you do get to see some different characters. I don't know if it's always set in stone. I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Mickey, Pluto,
Chippendale.
So, 10 out of 10 recommend that. June 14th. I would get reservations.
They're already booked. June 14th.
Yeah, I know. You told
Sold
me.
out.
Gosh. Crazy.
Sold out.
Crazy. I guess we're not the only fans.
No.
So my favorite lunch option would just be eating around the world. So the different snacks and stuff will definitely fill you up. So that's my favorite lunch option. And then this past time, Blake and I tried L'Atelier, which is in Canada. And we both really enjoyed that. That is like a nice sit-down steakhouse meal, but you don't have to be dressed up, obviously. And we actually didn't have reservations for that. We just did like a walk-in and got to see it fairly quickly. So that's definitely our new favorite dinner spot at Epcot.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely agree. Garden grill for breakfast. And then we like to eat around the world all day, kind of snack and go on. But I really want to try the Space 2020 restaurant for dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any good.
I haven't heard either.
But
the experience.
It would be a really cool experience.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
And I feel like there's always something for me to try at Disney. No matter how many times I've been, which hasn't been like millions, but I've been 5 times, and there's still so many things for me to do so that I don't get bored, and I don't, not that I would anyways, but there's still new things for me to try every time, which is nice.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see, my favorite pavilion,
if you don't know by now,
is Mexico. I'm going to talk about it because I already have.
You do love Mexico. You've talked about it the whole time. Like, that's your true love.
I didn't realize it until we started talking about it. It's like everything that I remember and everything, it's all been in Mexico.
My favorite pavilion is France, which I think may have changed in December, like to France, because when we rode the Ratatouille ride, it's just so magical back there. It was nighttime, so it was dark, but they had the Eiffel Tower lit up and all these pretty lights and different stores and the ride. It was just, and the Christmas lights too. It was just really a whole vibe, and I really liked France a lot. So
I haven't even been back to the France area since they've made the ride.
Yeah. It's very nice.
But if I had to choose a second favorite, I think it would be Morocco, because I love the style and all of the details in the buildings in Morocco.
Mine may be Norway.
Norway is good too. Fun fact about Norway, the grass on the roofs, they cut it with scissors to keep it all uniform.
Couldn't live there.
No. Nope.
Okay. Oh, me. Okay, my favorite park story. So I have a few different quick favorites. One time when we went together, it was pouring down the rain, and we didn't have to run, but FOMO, fear of missing out. So we ran from Soarin' to Nemo. We got soaked. We were freezing cold by the time we got to Nemo. It was just a fun time. Yeah. I look back at that.
Nemo is indoors. So we got inside and we were like, ooh, this is cold.
While we ran, I don't know. But it was so fun.
I mean, we could have waited.
We could
5 minutes for the rain to stop.
Can't wait.
No.
A couple other things. So when we ate at L'Atelier last time, they had like a Canadian trivia. And Blake and I both love Canada. And we actually won the Canadian trivia, which was so fun. And they were like, oh, we've got this prize for you. It was a Mickey sticker. Grateful nonetheless. We were so excited to win that and so competitive. So that was fun. And also this was just something funny, but we were eating dinner and the table next to us opened up and a couple that we went to high school with were seated right beside us.
Oh, wow.
And I just thought that was so funny. It's such a small world. Like, how did we get together at that same exact time?
Yeah.
Didn't even know they were there.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of funny.
That's cool. So my favorite park stories, I had also written down running from Soarin' to Nemo.
Oh, did you?
And then I did. It was on there. It was on there.
It's a good time.
Because I got a picture of you running. You're holding your flip flops or something.
Yeah, because it floods
Yeah,
there.
It does. So that was on there. And then my other two favorite stories are both at Garden Grill.
We're big fans.
Apparently, I like Mexico and Garden Grill.
Yeah.
So when Evie was 4 months old, the first time we went together, she got to see Mickey Mouse, and he comes around to the tables, and she was sitting there, and she just reaches out and like bites his nose.
It was so sweet.
It was so sweet. And then I was like, we probably shouldn't let her touch Mickey Mouse's nose because it's probably germy. But it was so cute, it didn't matter, and then she didn't get sick, so it was fine. So that was sweet.
It was.
And then in 2020, I went with some other family members. December of 2020, she was 1.5, and so she was standing there and she was eating. She was holding her little fork, and she would take a bite of a Mickey waffle or whatever it was. No, we were there for lunch because they had closed. Breakfast.
I was wondering,
COVID.
yeah.
Yep. So we were there for lunch, and she would take a bite, and she would just close her eyes and just jam back and forth, like move her little shoulders, bob her head, and just loving it. And we've got all that on video, so I'll have to share.
It's a whole vibe. I mean, it's good.
All of those.
Just makes you dance.
It's so good. It makes you dance.
Yep.
So good. So what will we do next time? I think I've said 6 different things that I'm going to do next time.
Yeah,
already.
me too. But not these.
But not these that I wrote down. So you can do behind the scenes tours at Disney World, and one of those is in Living with the Land. Mm-hmm. So you get to go walk through the farms and learn more about how they grow everything and how they use that to feed the people and the animals. And then the second thing is in one of the areas, in one of the pavilions around the world, Germany?
I have no idea.
Is there a Germany?
I think there is. I believe so.
Yes, because they have the Oktoberfest mugs.
Yeah, I believe so.
So they sell caramel. Caramel.
I was wondering how you were going to say it.
I say caramel.
I say caramel. Can't tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm not saying caramel.
It's caramel.
Nope.
So they have different types of caramels. And of course they have like the Werther's caramels.
Yeah.
But they also have little samples. You can buy a little sample box of 4 different types of caramel. And
I do remember
that's
seeing
my
that.
favorite ice cream topping. So I would love to try more of the caramels there.
Yeah, that would be fun. I also want to do the behind the scenes tour of Living with the Land. We tried doing that last time and it was sold out. I don't know how far in advance that does, fill up, but that's definitely something I want to do next time. And then, like I said earlier, the candlelight processional is something that I will do next time with a dining package because I don't want to wait. I want to say it was hours, like couple hour long wait before it started for you to get in. So that's just too much for me. So
that's wild. All of that sounds great. Also, we have just been corrected. It is not Space 2020 restaurant. It's Space 220. So knock out one of those zeros.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
No big deal.
The
Thanks for the correction.
podcast apologizes for its errors. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, I made some errors last time, so glad it was you this time. Okay.
All right.
So, do you want to check and see or have you already to see if there are any questions?
I did not see any pop up.
Okay. Well, like always, the blog post will be posted next Monday on Epcot. So please join along and read that. We've actually had quite a few readers on that. I've been really excited to see that. So let me know if you want to see any other things on the blog. But that will be posted next Monday.
Yeah. Don't forget, we do post on TikTok. We post hints for the next one on our Instagram and Facebook. And then, of course, we share our pictures on there as well. So you can find all of those links. We'll share them.
Mm-hmm. And then you can also join our private Facebook group to share your own travel plans or to help others. So if you have an itinerary and you want to post it and say, what do you guys think? If someone has already been there or has suggestions, then that would be a good place to do that.
And then, of course, we hope that you will join us in 2 weeks' time for our next live video.
Which I'm really excited about. I just had to think of what it was.
Too.
I can't wait.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
There's solid
It's an
chance.
emotional... Yeah. So, I understand.
Yeah.
So, until next time, we'll see you at the park.
Finish.